So we have a question here. Balance sheet extract has been given and the balance sheet has a debtors value of 33,000 and the provision for doubtful debts is already there, 5,000 rupees, old provision, and that gives us a net debtor of 28,000. Adjustment says that write off further bad debts rupees 7,000 and then create a provision for doubtful debts at 5% on debtors. If you have a question like this, first step, you have to write down both the debtors value as well as the provision for doubtful debts that has been given in the balance sheet, because you have an old provision in the question and you also have further bad debts in the adjustment. Therefore, write like this: debtors and provision for doubtful debts nearby each other, and write the balance sheet values 33,000 and 5,000. This is the first step. Second step is to take this adjustment bad debts number of 7,000. We call it as further bad debts because it is an adjustment, and subtract that same number from both these things. Now you can see we can eliminate 7,000 worth of bad debts from 33,000 debtors, and we can adjust that against provision for doubtful debts. Let us say if I had old provision for doubtful debts 10,000 rupees, it is very well above rupees 7,000 bad debts, so I can very well set off this 7,000 against 10,000 of provision. But in this question they have only 5,000 as given provision. Therefore, I won't be able to adjust this entire 7,000 against 5,000. Therefore, I will adjust only as much as provision is available. The balance 2,000 is a loss that I will debit in revaluation, because this 5,000 is not sufficient to adjust the entire 7,000 bad debts. So the excess 2,000 I will have to take it to revaluation to account it as loss. Now let us see that how do we account everything in revaluation account. So you have revaluation debit side and credit side. The first thing is we have to account this 2,000 loss on the debit side of revaluation. Just write 2 bad debts rupees 2,000. This is first step. Now let us go to adjustment number 2. Create a provision for doubtful debts at 5% on debtors. Now coming back to the same working note, this portion is done, so I'm just eliminating it. Now focus only on this debtors column. I had original debtors of 33,000. Now I had to remove 7,000 from it because they turned out to be bad. So that gives us an updated debtors of how much? 26,000. This is the revised value of debtors. Now the question says that create a further provision for doubtful debts at 5%. Out of this 26,000 debtors, I still have 5% of debtors to be doubtful. Therefore, create another 5% provision. So this is going to be our new provision for doubtful debts, 1,300. Now this is also an unfavorable adjustment. This is like a loss for us. So we have to group this under revaluation account. To provision for doubtful debts, 1,300. So this is how the revaluation is going to look like. Now let us see how the balance sheet, the new balance sheet is going to be, how we account these in the new balance sheet. As usual, we will start with debtors, the old balance sheet value 33,000. Then we subtract the entire bad debts of adjustment bad debts of 7,000. Whatever we subtracted here, this 7,000, we have to show it in the balance sheet also, 7,000. And then we remove provision for doubtful debts also. How much new provision we created? We created a new provision of 1,300. This 1,300 also I will eliminate from the debtors value to give me the net debtors, final net amount of valid debtors or pure debtors, we have 24,700. So a lot of questions, lot of students commit mistake with respect to this adjustment. So make sure you are clear in this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section if you still have doubts regarding this question. I will see you in the next video. Thank you and bye bye.